How's it going, everyone? It is Drago. We're back with another chapter of Fairy Tail 100 Year Quest. We probably don't know the full story of this thing, which we're gonna be going up against another big guild here because you can ask, how big is Gold Owl? And Lucy responds, based on what Diablos told her, it seems like they're gonna be a big deal. And Minerva adds, if they're such a big guild, how come Athena was never mentioned, let alone existed? Gray's got a pretty good explanation for that. It's either that they probably hid her or she just joined their guild, which is going to be the only mention of Angel that you get from this chapter, which it seems like she's not going to be in this arc with us. She got her intel from the city of Fallon, so that's going to be the first place they check out. Absolutely love that when they finish up their info briefing session, that Urza immediately wants to write a letter to Silene, and she's so excited about it. She really wants to write this letter, and Lucy knows the consequences of writing this letter, and she's like, no, I will write it for you. So they arrive at the city of Fallon, which is very kind of steampunk looking and kind of factory based. For being a city that's supposed to be around alchemy guilds, it absolutely makes sense that this is going to be a miner town, since they would be using probably precious metals and other things all the time for alchemy. This is where you start getting everyone doing their own thing during this chapter, because Natsu and Wendy go look at stones along with Happy and Carla, which I kind of love that Happy thinks Gagiel can eat gemstones when He pretty much only eats iron. So Minerva and Yukino are gonna go try and find lodging / go eat at cafes. Not really sure which person is asking about the sightseeing, but Frosh is gonna join them as well. It kind of looks like Gray, but kind of can't really tell if it's Sting or Rogue. So you get some shots of the city, you get Sting and Rogue looking to buy jewelry. You get Yukino and Minerva sitting at a cafe together, and Gray and Wendy go off alone together, which is pretty astounding that they also had Frosh and Lecter join them as well, along with Carla. And Gray's like, you know, why did these Saber guys even join us? Like, what's up with this? I love that it immediately doesn't even matter that they joined him or not, because the first thing that Gray thinks about is like, well, at least they brought Frosh, because he's the cutest thing on the planet. You know Juvia is sensing this right now. You know she sensed a disturbance in the Force. Which Gray and Wendy are both having really cute faces, you know, thinking about Frosh's cuteness. And Carla isn't having it, with Wendy having to tell her that, you know, you're cute too. You get Sai from Gold Owl seeing Gray and Wendy from a distance, which is just like, I never thought I'd run into him again. I used that love bond on him, and he switched places with a, you know, gloomy girl with blue hair. So why is he making these weird faces with another girl? And why is he naked as well? But just side note, I love that Gray and Wendy are just making the cutest faces together. And you get a little bit of Frosh in the background. Sai's taking this the complete wrong way because he's thinking that Gray's just like swapping through girls left and right. We go over to Jalal and Urza together, with Urza saying to Jalal that she never thought he'd actually come with them. And because they had intel about the White Wizard, he was like, I guess I'll join with you guys. And Urza brings up her invitation to Jalal to join Fairy Tail. He says that he's considered it, which he's still in the mindset of Crime Sorcier because he's, you know, committed crimes. He still has to atone for them. And Urza's like, you were pardoned. You're a free man. And Jalal still wants to pretty much deny things because he's like, well, that's different. Urza's not playing around anymore. Straight up looks at Jalal like, how long are you going to keep punishing yourself? The next line here I'm a tad bit confused on because she's like, could you try looking a little bit more? And Jalal responds, I've looked everywhere. I can't tell if they're just trying to talk about like them looking around in the city for intel or like looking for Jalal's future. Either way, the next line Urza says, with her kind of looking kind of sad in a way, with her saying, no, you can't even see who's right next to you, which that immediately gets a reaction out of Jalal. And before they even have time to talk anything over, they have someone calling for their attention. And it's a guy holding a camera, thinking that the two are on a date, and he knows that they're new to the city and he wants to take a photo of them. Which Urza and Jalal will both react pretty strongly to this because Urza's like, the date? And Jalal's just like, no, we are not on one of those. But this guy don't care. He just straight up shoves Urza and Jalal right next to each other. It's like, okay, we're going to take a picture. And the two get really close together and he's going to go take their picture, which I will say, kind of a cute picture between the two. They look really awkward, but it's fun. Which this guy isn't actually the cameraman that he says he is, because when he takes their photo, it actually was a trap and it traps them in a box together. I think this is the closest that Jalal and Urza have been together in a very, very long time. We cut over to Lucy and Happy, which I just straight up want to say, I absolutely love Lucy's outfit here. It is very cute, and depending on what this thing looks like colored, dare I say it, it might be one of my favorite outfits she's had. And they're complaining that they lost Natsu, and they just decide, screw it, we're just going to look for information without him because he's pretty bad at that. And as they're talking about information, they get someone behind them saying, you know, if you want information, you know, I could tell you some things. And they turn around to see a basically zombie skeleton person, which they both pretty much have a bad reaction to seeing this person for the first time, with this person saying that they are the informant of the city and, you know, what do they want to know? And Lucy's just like, okay, fine, I guess I'll ask you my question. Do you know of an alchemy guild called Gold Owl? But she responds, they're the greatest alchemy guild on the continent. Next question, Lucy asks about Athena, if she knows anything about her. And the person they're talking to gets real creepy and saying, oh my, we got a very interesting guest here. And we don't get to know what happens with Lucy. We cut away from her. We go over to Natsu, with him looking for Lucy and Happy as well. You gotta love that Natsu believes that they got lost from him, that he didn't lose them. Either way, Natsu's a little bit handicapped in this city because he says he can't smell them because this city is so brand new to him. There's so many smells that, his friends' scents get lost. Particularly, he says Lucy's scent. And as he's walking, some shadowy figures start to show up behind him. Which you picked maybe the worst person to try and jump, because Natsu immediately dispatches these people that try and attack him. With those guys defeated, Natsu's like, what the heck is up with these guys trying to jump me? You get some more guys trying to attack Natsu, and it's Iwashita from a coal miners guild named Gagarok, which I like his guild logo, and I also like that we have a different guild showing up now, a coal miners guild, which he immediately knows that Natsu's from Fairy Tail. And that is the end of our chapter. So my thoughts. I quite liked a lot of the interactions we had in this chapter. I thought a lot of them were very fun. Particularly, I really liked Gray and Wendy just having an absolute blast talking about Frosh and making cute faces together, which is so unlike Gray. It's so weird to see. Really like Lucy's new outfit, but she had quite a few outfits during this chapter, because she had the main one that I liked. She had that swimsuit outfit, and then she had kind of a different outfit on the cover page for the chapter. Probably what most people are going to be talking about is Urza and Jalal. The past few arcs have had pretty much each arc focus on a relationship, because last arc you had Gajil and Levi, as well as Gray and Juvia having some relationship development. So it wouldn't shock me at particularly placing Jalal and Urza together for this arc if they have relationship, growth, because Urza was definitely being more upfront with Jalal already at the beginning of this arc, and now that they're forced in a box together, being the closest that they've been, quite literally in a long time, I think they'll have some time to talk things over, because Jalal literally can't scapegoat out of this one, especially since, most of the time when Jalal and stuff is around, he's only around for one chapter, and then he's like, okay, I'm gonna bail. But he's gonna be around for the whole arc. If you've been having all these relationship developments and stuff, and they've been working pretty fast through them all, wouldn't shock me if the next one after Urza and Jalal, if we get Natsu and Lucy having something together. I really like this chapter. I thought it was fun. I like that we have new guilds showing up. Immediately, the city's pretty hostile to Fairy Tail. Especially with the Coal Miners Guild, I don't think that they're all Gold Owl. It could be very much a situation of the Barum Alliance, to where it's you have a main guild and a bunch of little guilds under that guild defending the big guild. So it wouldn't shock me if this city is basically the smaller guilds of Gold Owl, and they're just defending Gold Owl from anyone that's trying to find out information about them. Immediately we're getting some fights again, pretty nice. I think so far this arc is starting out pretty darn fun. So what did you guys think of the chapter? Leave it in the comments below. I recorded out the whole Wendy character discussion video. That was an hour plus length of footage I recorded for that. I'm gonna have to edit that down quite a bit. I got a lot of things going right now. There's about to be a Sword Art review up that will probably go after this for the new movie. So thank you for watching, and this is Drago signing out.